Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to highlight a major piece of free DLC and expansion that you can get right now. We'll talk all about it, and then I also want to highlight a major title coming tomorrow that you can get cheaper over at Green Man Gaming, and of course, Resident Evil 4 Remake came out, so want to give that a shout once again and give you guys my initial impressions of the game. I guess you can't really say initial, I'm about 8 hours into the game, but yeah, spoiler alert, it's absolutely tremendous, but we'll get to that in a little bit. First of all, Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood is available free on the Square Enix store. This is the second major expansion to Final Fantasy XIV, so it's a little bit odd how this works. Okay, so Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood, you get it for free, but I would recommend you, and I'm pretty sure I am interpreting this correctly, try to do a little bit more research on your own because it's a little confusing how it's going to work. So, right now, the Stormblood is available to those of you that have the Final Fantasy XIV Online Starter Edition. So that is the edition of the game that includes Final Fantasy XIV, Heaven's Ward, and 30 days of game time. However, if you've never played Final Fantasy XIV, I would recommend you to just try the Final Fantasy XIV trial. You can download that directly off the Square Enix website and whatnot. You can get the client for that, and that'll get you all the content of the base game and Heaven's Ward, and you can play all of that. And then I believe after you've exhausted all that content, you can then buy the starter edition, and then you'll get the 30 days of game time, and then you'll get Stormblood for free as well. I believe that's how it works. I'm not a big FF14 guy these days, but yeah, if you also have the starter edition, say you had it in the past, you could just get Stormblood for free. It'll get added onto your account, and they are doing a promotion right now. I believe it's like play free days, so if you like log in and you had a Final Fantasy XIV account, you'll get a couple days free that you can play FF14, and then if you do want to continue, obviously it's a monthly subscription-based game, unless you're playing the trial, which I recommend the trial because the trial literally contains like hundreds of hours of gameplay, so you know, I would say check out the trial if you've never played FF14. Like, the FF14 trial is literally one of the most insane trials I've ever seen for an MMO. Like, you compare that to, like, I don't know if WoW's changed it, but I remember playing the WoW trial, like, way back in the day. The WoW trial gave you, like, nothing. So, FF14 literally gives you the entirety of the base game and the first expansion, Heaven's Ward. Now, the argument can be made, when does FF14 really get good? And, you know, there's various opinions on that. Like, a lot of people will say, you know, Realm Reborn's content is fine, but then it gets really, really good as you get into the deeper and deeper expansions. Like, I'm not here to get into that debate right now. FF14 is really not my wheelhouse these days, but yeah, that debate certainly can be had, but nonetheless, Stormblood available free right now over on the Square Enix store, a major piece of a free expansion. By the way, I would recommend you to not play FF14 through Steam because Square Enix detects that as two different versions, and they're giving away Stormblood through their own platform. So, yeah, just bear that in mind as well. If you have no interest in getting this free copy of Stormblood, by all means, you can play it on Steam, you can do whatever, and it'll be tied to your Steam account. Just bear that in mind as well. But, yeah, there you go with that. Okay, moving on from that, do want to note a couple of things over at GMG, our good friends. Last of Us Part 1, out on PC tomorrow, 17% off at GMG for $49.79. Go check it out. You know, we can have the arguments all day long. Is this overpriced? Is this too expensive? We've talked about it quite a bit. Sony's gonna do what Sony's gonna do. They price Returnal at $60. They price friggin' Sackboy: A Big Adventure at $60. You know, it's really their prerogative to do that, and Last of Us is one of those titles that I think is just gonna sell well just because it's freaking The Last of Us. It's got so much momentum right now with the HBO series as well. I think the one thing that is gonna hurt it is, like, Resident Evil 4 Remake just came out, so if you are looking for that zombie-style game, like RE4 Remake, I feel like is the game that people are gonna gravitate towards, especially at the same price point. Obviously, as far as gameplay styles, they're two distinctly, widely different games. But yeah, Last of Us Part 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. I literally played it back in 2013 when it came out on the PlayStation 3. I believe I bought it, like, downloadably on the PlayStation 3. Like, what a throwback that is. But yeah, it's a fantastic game, and this version will also include the Left Behind DLC. Obviously, you don't have any multiplayer, which is a little bit of a bummer, but, you know, the Last of Us campaign is still so good. And the fact that it's finally available on PC, look, if we went back to 2013... never thought this day would have actually happened. The best I thought back then that we were ever going to get is, like, you know, years and years later, we'll get like an emulator that can run Last of Us fairly well. Never did I think Sony would actually go the route of natively porting their games to PC, but here we are. A lot of things can happen in a decade, and now we have Last of Us Part 1 coming to PC, and it's a fantastic game. Even if you don't pick it up day one, I'll tell you guys, add it to your wish list, and then when it does see a deep discount, or even, somewhat of a discount, 33% off for $40, I think that would be a relatively good price. But even now, if you've never played Last of Us, it's a tremendous, tremendous game, and I would say it's well worth the price of admission. I mean, a lot of people spent $60 on Spider-Man when it came to PC, and I get it. Last of Us is an older game. This version, obviously, the upgraded release that happened on the PlayStation 5, and now is coming to PC as well. Has a lot of cool PC features, and, you get the expansion. $49 and change, I think that's an okay price, and if you have played Last of Us in the past, you know how great of a game it is, and, you're probably more eager to buy it if you did play it in the past, in fact, and you, as opposed to somebody that didn't and doesn't know how great this game is. I know a lot of us have our opinions on Last of Us Part 2. I was not a big fan of that game. Nevertheless, Part 1, I think, is one of the best single-player games of all time. As far as the single-player campaign, I know it had multiplayer as well. Moving on from that, do quickly want to note Resident Evil 4, the remake is officially out. 15% off at Green Man Gaming. I have been playing it. Holy hell, is this game tremendous. By far, so far, let's say, as far as how much I've played, this is my game of the year thus far. Yes, I loved Hogwarts Legacy, loved the Dead Space remake. I enjoyed Atomic Heart. I enjoyed a lot of games this year so far. I even enjoyed, One Piece Odyssey a lot more than I thought I would. Resident Evil 4, to me, on another level. And Resident Evil 4, back in 2005, was already such an iconic game and such a tremendous game, but I think this one is just on another complete level. As far as a remake goes, it is so well done, and expands upon the original as well. And as far as length goes, it feels like it's a relatively lengthy game. As far as Resident Evil titles go, you got some content there. You got these little side activities you can do. You got a nice shooting range. And, yeah, if you want to get, all the achievements and whatnot, you do have to do multiple playthroughs and, whatnot. And there's some wild achievements. I looked at the Steam achievements, the full lineup, and, yeah, I don't know how many people are finna get all of that. If you 100% this game, more power to you, from a Steam achievement standpoint. But, yeah, it's a fantastic game. I strongly recommend it. And if you played the original RE4, you go back and play that game, it's still a good game, but it shows its age as being a game that's almost 2 decades old. But this remake, man, does it bring it up to speed, and now a whole new audience can enjoy it, and it's just a fantastic game. Strong recommendation, and hopefully we get more Leon out of Resident Evil in the future. I'm hoping for that as well, because, yeah, Leon, in my opinion, best Resident Evil character, and I think a lot of people have a soft spot for him as well. Great game. Strongly recommended, even at $51. It's a higher price point, but I would still say it's well worth it. But that's going to do it for me. Again, FF14 Stormblood, available free over on the Square Enix store. Go check that out. Last of Us Part 1 out tomorrow, 17% off for $49.79. Resident Evil 4 out now, $51. Fantastic game, strong recommendation. Links to everything in the description box down below. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.